thank you. I'm very honored to be here tonight. I want everyone here to know that you're a continued source of inspiration for me. And as I see these events and the things that unfold over the year, I look into myself and I think I can always do more. And I thank you for that inspiration. Also, it's much more hospitable to be here in New York as opposed to where I was last year in the MVP, which was doing a 260-kilometer trek across the Sahara Desert. So I'm very happy to be here with you guys tonight. But truth be told, it didn't start out that way for me. I really started my Parkinson's journey, and I didn't have an aspiration to join a community of any kind. And strangely enough, I was given the advice not to because I was in a different life stage, than most Parkinson's communities. And that really was the wrong advice, and it was an evolution for me. The first year I joined the PPMI study, and it's really encouraging to hear the success of that. I'm still involved in it. It was a 5-year study when I joined, and here I am 13 years later still involved in it, and it's paying big dividends. As someone who went through 7 years of misdiagnosis, it was really important to me. But it was a way that I got involved as an individual, and then I signed up for a full Ironman that year as well. I had no idea if I could do it. Friends, family thought I was nuts that I couldn't do it. They know me well, but I did, and that put some wind in my sails. But I did the fundraiser for Team Fox. I got a T-shirt in the mail, and I sent the check in. That was it. I still have the T-shirt, by the way. I think it's vintage now. I may look for it on Etsy. But by the time my father was diagnosed, who was diagnosed in 2015 after me, I had completed a couple of adventures with members of Team Fox, from the Rock the Ridge in upstate New York, to an ultra marathon we did as a team, to climbing Mount Kilimanjaro. And I started seeing the benefits of the community, which I wish I had seen earlier. So tonight I'm just going to share a couple stories with you guys. That's it. Like I said, I'm not going to say anything that this group of incredible achievers already knows, but hopefully this is interesting, and if nothing else, it'll be entertaining for you guys. Also, I'm going to let it rip because I just don't care, and I'm going to break every cliche about bad speech making tonight. I've got pretentious quotes. I've got a prop. I'm reading half of this because I just wrote it this morning. Everything else, so that's our competitive. My first story is about the gift of really connections. In 2017, as Gabby so nicely said, we went out on a project as a team to cross over the United States from Tybee Island, Georgia to San Diego. And the third day into that trek, I'm walking into Hawkinsville, Georgia, and I see the town fountain. And there's a couple people milling about, and there's a very big presentation stand with a poster on it. I'm like, what is going on? Am I giving a presentation to the town? I have no idea. That's how I met Bill Wilkins. And Bill Wilkins, some of you know Bill in the room, was an incredible mentor to me. And he had brought along John Humphreys, who probably some people in the room know as well, and Tamara Cantori from the Weather Channel. It was an incredible meeting. And the sign, when I finally could read it, said something really interesting. It was very simple, and it was attributable to Michael. So I'm glad he's not here in case it wasn't really Michael's quote. It was quite nice. And it said, basically, when the cure for Parkinson's is found, and it will be because of all of us working together. Michael J. Fox. I really kind of took that in at the time, and we took it and put it in. We were taking an RV across the country. I threw it in the RV, and I thought about it, and it was very touching to think about that. But at the time, I was really of the mentality of, I'm driving this. I'm going to try and inspire people to work out because it's been so helpful to me. I was very focused on myself, to be honest. And 2 days later, we had some really exciting news. The Today Show called. and they wanted to do a feature on us. They wanted to film us in Alabama for a couple of days. This was 2 days away. And I was like, oh, well, I can walk around a little bit, but I don't think that's going to be very exciting. I know nobody in Alabama. I don't know anyone. So I called Bill Wilkins, and I said, Bill, we've had great people coming out and support us on these first couple of days, but I'd really like to connect with some people and plan this out just to ensure we had some more diverse kind of, input into this process. Bill calls me back 2 hours later. He said, I got 2 people. They're fantastic. They're living well with Parkinson's. They're going to be coming down from Birmingham to meet you, and they'll walk with you and all of that. And that's how I met Michael Fitz and Ken Cater, who are also from the Patient Council. And it was just incredible, like Bill's ability to connect us with people. So I dug that sign out of the back of the RV, and I cut it out, and I put it in the door of our RV. You can see it here on the picture. This is with Sarah. She's the producer for the Today Show in Alabama. So we kept it there as a reminder as we went in and out of this thing all day long that this was bigger than us. I had already started to kind of turn around my thinking. So, what I really went through was this evolution of singular thinking that I was out on a solo adventure to the power of the community. The power of this community is undeniable. And it really hit home there. So, I really felt that Bill shared his gift with connecting people. It was a unique gift. I didn't know him from Adam, met him, and he really bridged that, and it was amazing. I had some recent news on Bill, actually, that he's not doing too well health-wise. So I'm going to be sending him a note that I shared his story with everybody today as a thank you to him and from everyone here as to his contributions, because he really has been an amazing mentor to me and builder of community and everything else. So I just wanted to share that with you about Bill. The next one is going to be kind of a fun one. In April of 2018, I'm sitting in the bleachers in Indianapolis, Indiana, in the middle of the street. And we're waiting for Jimmy Choi is doing his qualifier for the American Ninja Warrior. And, these things, we're there for a good cause, right? So everything is really important. But, this is like before TSA pre and the airline migration process, right? You're in big queues, you're like whatever. You're going through tough security, you can't have any liquids, maybe you can have 3.2 ounces, I don't know. You get jammed into bleacher seatings, and you got to smile and be excited. And we were excited. It was a very exciting event. But we finally get in, we sit down, and I look in front of me. I'm like, what is going on? So I tap the woman on the shoulder in front of me, and I say, excuse me, where did you get that glass of wine? They searched me. I couldn't even bring hand lotion. Maybe they're selling it. She turns around with this huge smile and says, as she's pulling this thermistor out of her purse, right here, would you like some? Oh, yes, I would. That's amazing, thank you. And then I looked down, and the gentleman sitting next to her is putting together a charcuterie board. Sausage, cheese, olives. I'm like, you can do that? I'm like, sure, why not? I don't know how they got through security. That's how I met Donna and Mike Raker. Team Fox in the D. I don't know whether they're going to hear or not. I was like, these are my people. And this is amazing. And the funny part is, if you see the footage from Jimmy's run, you can see, if you look carefully enough, I have a glass of red wine in my right hand and a Team Fox sign in my left hand. I tell you, enhanced experiences brought to you by the community of Team Fox. It still makes me smile when I think about it. And Jimmy had a great run that day, too. So, I left that event feeling more a part of the community than ever. And again, these little things, I'll call it a little thing, made a big difference to me. So my last story that I'm going to tell is about perseverance and the power of community and teamwork within the larger community of Team Fox. So September 8th, 2022, 11 a.m., Charlotte, North Carolina. Sounds like a news bulletin. I'm at the Vaulted Oak Brewery, and I'm drinking a beer for which all proceeds go to Michael J. Fox. See, that way you don't think I'm drinking at 11 or something matter. It's for a good cause, right? Yeah. I'm waiting on my other 11 teammates. Team Synapse, as we are so called, is a cast of beautiful characters brought together through really just community connections, such that many of us really hadn't met before in person. We were meeting in person for the first time that day. We have 4 women on our team. We have an engaged couple. Again, everyone in this team is living with Parkinson's disease, who are married now and hail from all over the U.S., from Virginia to Washington State. So you can see the photo right there. Chuck Kistler, who's the owner of the Vaulted Oak Brewery, comped us as we're heading out. I met Chuck in 2016 running the Dopey Challenge down in Disney World. So the community is paying off again. Free drinks. Oh no, I'll take it. I do really wish I had more time to share the incredible story that we went through as a team and the just amazing perseverance, but I can give you a little bit of a thread of it. The race is really difficult. It's 208 miles through the Blue Ridge Mountains. It's got extremely tight time frames. You have to average 10-minute mile pace. It's 18,000 foot of elevation gain. You have 37 hours to finish it. It's very difficult. It's considered one of the toughest relays in the U.S. And we had the discussion, why'd you pick such a hard race? Well, because it was hard. And, I felt that we could do it. I was very confident that we could do it if things worked out. And every person on that team, including myself, had some sort of problem that they had to persevere through. It was the most inspirational thing I've ever seen. Let me just give you a flavor, and I'm just going to whip through these. I'm going to read it. I mean, running through the middle of the night for sure, heavy rain and cold, a twisted ankle, a missing shoe, severe muscle cramps, dystonia, peace accomplished, which you probably don't know, but it's this kind of advert of Parkinson's where you're leaned over, severe muscle cramps, wrong turns by some of the most intelligent people I've ever met. Just unbelievable. I'm not going to call you out, but you guys know who I'm talking about. And the race director calling me every hour saying, you guys are right on the edge of being swept out. I have multiple calls from him. So it was an emotional roller coaster, but everybody persevered through these individual challenges, and we ended up finishing with literally like 3.5, 4 minutes to spare. It was that close. And that's for the team. I mean, the whole team was just incredible. But I just want to read you, the race director, who's been running this, it's one of the oldest relays in the U.S., sent me a letter the next day. And he said exactly this. As we rehashed the events of the year as a team, the accomplishment of your team became the focus. You and your team, I want to thank you for the example of humility, courage, and endurance that you displayed this weekend and in your lives, and for blessing me and the entire Blue Ridge Relay staff and volunteers. And this is someone who then told me that night that he wasn't sure he felt comfortable even having a team of people with Parkinson's take on this relay. And for him to come around and say that it was the most impactful thing that happened in that year was just incredible. So it's kudos to the team. So there's quite a few team members that come out. You guys wouldn't mind just standing up and giving away team staff. Don't be shy. You ran 208 miles. I lived in a van with those guys for 2 days. You want to know what color Joe's underwear is? But honestly, I mean, we put this team together in 5 months. we could never have done that without the community. It was literally an outreach, and to just spread out in the community to get everybody together, it was truly incredible. So what's so special about the Team Fox community? I thought a lot about this as kind of this culmination here. And yeah, we're united in a common cause, which is Parkinson's. That's what generally elevates communities, being aligned on a common cause. But I do feel that this team is extra special, and there's a higher order at work here. As you look around at what everyone here has accomplished, I can't help but think about another poster in my life. Back to some of the cliches. About 6 months ago, I came home and found a huge framed poster on my porch. I don't know why people keep giving me posters, but this actually happened. But it turns out the posters of Steve Prefontaine, who's the great American runner, and it had another simple quote on it. It said basically, to give anything less than your best is to sacrifice the gift. I don't know if that was a message to me and that I'm not doing it, or someone just had a poster they're going to throw out and give it to me. Anyway, I thought about that a lot, and I don't think of myself as gifted in any way, right? I do not think that. So then I thought about the community, and I said, okay, right. For me, sharing your individuality is your gift to the Team Fox community. And the Team Fox community's appeal for me, and their strength, and ultimately their impact, is built on the support and recognition that encourages your individuality and our individuality to flourish. This great community is so unique because it allows us to find what we're passionate about, and what we are into, and what we do well, and support us in doing that. Whether it's connecting people, pouring a glass of wine from your purse, putting your entire self out there for the team, serving pancakes for breakfast, or summiting a mountain, there is truly no limit here, which I find incredibly inspiring. So, in my hope that you keep inspiring the community with your gifts, I will be there right by your side, giving my best until we put an end to Parkinson's. And thank you for your inspiration. And because they gave me the mic, I have one more thing to say. I told you I had a prop, right? So I have the poster that Bill Wilkins did. That we carried into the RV across America. And everyone that went into the RV touched this poster right here. It's a fabric of what we did. You can see it's worn out there. And I mentioned that Bill's not in the greatest of health. So I'm going to ask everybody here of a favor. One of the great hallmarks of a community is allowing small actions to have a huge impact. If you'd all be willing to sign the back of this tonight, I'm going to frame this, and I'm going to take it to Bill. I'm going to give it to him. As a thank you to the community that he helped build. Yeah. All right. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. And thank you for